Happy Sunday, guys. I wanted to come bring this video to you guys because it was on my heart and my mind this morning as I was getting ready for the day and tackling the day, preparing for some work. And I asked myself, like, Justin, how are you going to tell the story of the last 2 years and what happened in these last 2 years? Because these last 2 years were the hardest 2 years of my life. I experienced the biggest personal, spiritual, and financial setbacks of my adult life. And if you had told me that by the end of 2022, you would have lost most, if not all, of your meaningful relationships, you would have lost most, if not all, of your money, and your house would be in foreclosure, I would have betted every single dime against you. But alas, that's where I was at the end of 2023. This time last year, I was driving for Uber. I would get in my car at 4 a.m. and I would cry. I would ask myself, how did you let your life get to this place? And I would run away from the decision that I'd made to quit my six-figure income, quit my six-figure career, sight unseen, 0 customers. And that decision led to 2 years of absolute horror for me. And as I told you before, I lost a lot in that transaction. But God is faithful. The universe always rewards work, and the universe will always reward these 3 things. And so I want to come to you today to talk to someone who might be feeling stuck in their life. You feel like progress in your life has stalled. You feel like healing might be impossible in this period. For me, you might have felt like the weight of depression is just holding you down. My depression was absolutely crippling. There were mornings and days I could not get out of bed. There were days where I didn't want to feed myself. There were days where it felt like I had bricks tied around my ankles. It felt like I had this cloud of unseemliness over my head. And I couldn't help but feel that the closest people to me, or the closest people around me, were pushed away by that energy. And so if you're watching this video today, I want to tell you that the solution to feeling stuck and lacking progress and your healing seems impossible and depression is holding you down, the solution might be simpler than you think. And I stumbled across this one morning, and it's called the 3 C's of life. The 3 C's of life for any man or woman. And primarily, I want to talk to some men because I'm entering the halfway point. In 12 days, I'll be 40 years old. And in 12 days, I will come to the realization, I'm coming to that realization now, that I am at the halfway point of my life. And these last 2 years have revealed to me that these 3 areas of my life have been completely off. Okay? Completely off. And I want to walk you through what they are. Number 1, connecting. Number 2, contributing. And number 3, creating. These 3 pillars of your life, these 3 C's, these 3 pillars, connecting with others, contributing to the world, and creating something meaningful are essential. They are essential to aligning ourselves with the universe's and God's real purpose for our lives. And so I want to help you get past this phase in your life and usher you into a transformative period where you can grow. So what if reconnecting with these universal truths could be the key to your transformation today? Now, I'm not a life coach. I'm a sales coach. I just have happened to have been through some shit over the last couple of years that has made me think deeply about these three areas of my life. And so if you're finding yourself out of sorts, if you're finding yourself out of whack, if you're finding yourself stagnant, one of three of these areas, or heck, all three of these areas is off. So let's start with connecting. Because see, connection is about building meaningful relationships with God, with others, and with yourself. But I want to start with the ultimate, with God. I noticed that when my life took a real big turn is when I turned away from God. When I began to think about my life in ways of I can do it alone. I isolated myself from the truth. And the Bible says, I am the vine. You are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. And so if you find yourself not bearing good fruit, if you find yourself in a period where you're not delivering on certain promises in your life, to yourself, to God, to others, this part of it may be off. When you disconnect from God's purpose for you, when you disconnect from God, this absolutely leads to stagnation. You see, Aristotle even said, man is by nature a social animal. And so when I isolated myself from my friends, from my family, that began the slow rolling train of deeper depression. Because the importance of community and relationships is everything in personal growth and healing. And I'll be honest, I want to thank my best friend, Tyler. I know he's going to watch this. But Tyler was one of the only people that would listen to me and hear my sad stories. He would just listen. He wouldn't talk. We'd just sit at his house or sit on his gazebo or his patio, and we just talk. And he'd just listen. And I did that with him for probably a year. And I lost that with a lot of other people, very close people in my life, and that's okay, right? Those relationships are meant to be what they are. Dr. King says life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And I realized I was not doing anything for other people or for myself. And so I immediately set out on connecting with my true tribe. I immediately set out to connect with gentlemen that matched my energy, that aligned with my future goals, whether that be entrepreneurial, spiritual, physical, etc. If you are not connecting with the right people, and having meaningful relationships with the right people, your life will seem as if it is out of whack. If for no other reason that the people you're with and connecting with don't align with your future, and that's okay. You will realize that either those people will walk away from you as you begin to grow, because remember, I think I read somewhere where we attract folks with the same traumatic energy that we have. And so as you grow out of trauma, as you grow out of depression, as you grow out of stagnation, the people that are still stagnant in life, the people that are still, comfortable and complacent will drift away anyway. Let's move to number 2. What are you contributing? Because contribution is about giving your time, giving your talent, and giving love to improve the lives of others in the world without any expectation of ROI or anything in return. And I realized that I myself wasn't contributing either. You see, in Acts 20:35, it says, it is more blessed to give than to receive. That one is everybody knows that one. You teach your kids it's better to give than to receive, right? Because contribution shifts your focus away from self-pity towards purpose. Because when you're thinking about you, when you're thinking about your own problems and your own concerns, you're not giving away to anybody else because you can't, right? You can't. You know, Jan Van Zant said in a viral post that it's okay to be self-full, right? In this period of my life, I am very, very self-full. I'm not selfish with anybody, right? I remember my tribe. So my tribe still gets from me even if they can't get anything, right? But it's okay to be self-full, right? The Bible says my cup runneth over, right? She even says that what's in the cup is for me. What flows out of the cup is for you. And if I don't have a cup that's overflowing, I can't give you anything else, right? Confucius even says, he who wishes to secure the goods of others has already secured his own. My goodness. He who wishes to secure the good of others. If I am wishing nothing but good for you, if I'm giving nothing but good back to you, I've already secured my own. Right? I've already secured the blessings of life because I am giving back. I'm not thinking about myself. And if you're finding yourself stagnant in life, you're finding yourself without any progress, ask yourself, what are you contributing to the world? Because if you look too inward, if you come too inward, you can forget about those who you might be able to impact. That's why I started this, because somebody can relate to what I've been through and what I'm going through. And I'll be honest with you, I've got friends right now, men, and I'm talking to men in general because we are going through a lot right now, especially if you're, nearing your 40s or you're over that hump. This is a period in our lives where we get real. This is a fork in the road for us, right? This is a fork in the road. And I'm thankful that I'm decently still healthy. I'm decently still in shape. But that wasn't always the case. And so we got to figure out what we can give back to society, what we can give back to our community, right? Winston Churchill said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. My goodness. We make a living by what we get. You're going to get paid on Friday. You're going to get paid for the work that you do. But you make your life whole by what you give, by what you actually give away. Which brings me to the third point of creating. Right? Creating is about building something new, whether it's art, whether it's ideas, a business, relationships, or opportunities. It is about doing something new. What are you creating? And honestly, I believe this is the most important one here right now. So if you have found yourself without purpose and you're stagnant right now, it is because you are not creating something. My favorite quote of all time: action cures anxiety. Write that down right now. Write it down. Action cures anxiety. You ever took a walk that you didn't want to take? You ever started that project you didn't want to start? You ever, did that task you've been putting off, and what it feels like after you complete it? It feels like that weight, all that stress just rolled off of you. That's the curing of anxiety. That's the curing of anxiety. Okay? In Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Creation mirrors divine action. I'm going to say that again. Creation mirrors divine action. And it gives you a renewed sense of purpose. I stopped calling 2022 and 2023 a failure, because it wasn't a failure. It was a setback. It's only a failure if you never try again. And let me be clear about this right now. I shouldn't be saying this because I want to hold this dear and near to my heart. I am trying actively right now again. Yes, Justin is going to go back out. Justin's going to quit his job again, and he's going to go seek my own opportunities. I made it clear to my friends, my family, and anyone that can listen to me. I hate working for other people. I'm going to repeat this really quick so everybody can hear me. I hate, yes, visceral, here in my heart, I hate working for other people. And it is my goal by the end of next year to never, ever again clock in, clock out, or answer to anybody I don't want to. Nietzsche says, you must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star. Creation is chaotic. The universe, if you think about the universe for a moment, think about our solar system. If you've ever watched National Geographic or Nova or something on Nova or whatever the case might be, and you watched how the solar system came to be, planetesimals smashing into each other, Jupiter clearing the asteroid belt to make room for the Earth and Mars to form, right? Lonely planet smash. I think a planet smashed into the Earth that created the moon. Chaos. Some of the greatest and finest things in our lives and in the universe were created under deep chaos. And so you must embrace struggle, because in struggle, that I've learned, are the seeds of creativity. Right this moment, I am creating something, and honestly, I have no idea where I want it to go. Well, I know where I want it to go, but I don't know where it's headed. I don't know where I'm going yet. But I do know where I want to be by the end of next year, and I'll share those with you guys later. But I want to talk to you. I want to make sure you understand that in creation, you are doing divine work. You are curing the very thing that makes you stagnant. You are curing suffering in your own imagination. You are curing suffering in your own anxiety. You're curing those things as you create newness in your life. I want you to go and create that new relationship. Let go of the old ones. Remember what I told you, right? Connecting with meaningful relationships. If the relationship that you're in right now, the marriage, the friendship, the situationship, if you're not growing out of that, and I mean this sincerely, I don't want to break nobody up today, but if you're not growing in that relationship, one of two things needs to happen. There needs to be a serious diagnostic check and a conversation about why we're not growing, or we need to move on. I dare I say, some people need to hear this, and someone said, move your toes out the way because this is going to hurt. This might hurt somebody, okay? Your success is on the other side of hard conversations you're too afraid to have. Yeah, knock me down too. Connecting, contributing, and creating are the three pillars of getting your life unstuck, of getting you off the mat and back into the game so that you can go fight the good fight that you know you can win if you just put on your big boy, put on your big girl pants, stop making excuses, stop blaming the world, stop blaming your partner, stop blaming your husband, stop blaming your friends, stop blaming your job, and look inward. So, Justin, how do I do these things? Well, if you want to connect, join a community. I was talking to a colleague of mine a couple of days ago, and here's an idea that I have. especially for Black men. This is to my Black brothers right now. But I want you to join a community where we as Black men can relate to one another. We can stop isolating ourselves. We can join a cohort where we get together and talk about these problems, talk about how society ails us and what we can do to build a better community around us. How can we as a group, as a cohort, create lasting change around us? So join a community, reach out to someone that you trust. I used my best friend, and I still do to this day, right? I use my best friend as a sounding board to my dreams. And many times we're just listening to one another. But oftentimes it's just being able to give it to someone that loves and cares about you, and someone that's going to say, you know what, Justin, you can do it. And I want to see you do it. And I know you're going to do it. Spend time with those people. Spend time with those people. What else? You can spend time in prayer and meditation. I do that literally every day. Every single day, I pray and I meditate on my future. I meditate on my present. I turn off all the noise. I do my very level best to turn off the chaos of the world for about 20 minutes. And I just ask God to reveal to me where I need to be and where he wants me to be. Who do you want me to connect to? Who do you want me to contribute with? Who do you want me to create with? Or what do you want me to create? Justin, what if I want to contribute? Well, volunteer. Matter of fact, today, go to the soup kitchen. One of the most impactful moments of my life is feeding poor children around Christmas time. You want to give your kids a real reality check? Go feed some homeless kids. Go mentor somebody. Right now, I'm taking about 6 people under my wing to coach them for free in sales. I don't want anything in return from them. Now, of course, naturally, they'll give me a testimonial that will help me sell more of this, but I want to contribute to these 6 people and these 6 people only, and I want to give them the most valuable and personal experience I can give to them. Or if you know Miss Nancy or John down the street, an elderly neighbor that might have a problem in their home, or you notice something around the house that you can see them struggling with, go help a neighbor. Go help a neighbor. Focus on small acts of kindness. Remember, there's something that I've always said, focus on the small victories. Get those small wins in. I think that's what we're missing in life. We're missing the art of the small win. That we always go and we want to swing for the home run. Go get that small victory first. Build your momentum. And then what about creation? Start a journal. Start a passion project. Start a new hobby. Dare I say, start that business. Right now, it's December the 1st. It's December the 1st. Are you going to be here on December the 1st, 2025, saying, I'm going to start that business next year? Start it today. Write your business plan today. Write it today. Don't wait. I also want to say this to somebody that might have a business plan that doesn't know how to put it into execution, how to implement their plan. Start selling. Start now. Start selling now. If your back's up against the wall and you're confused on where to go next, it's because you're not selling anything. Business works with sales. Without sales, you don't have a business. The reason why you're stuck in your business is because you don't sell. So start that business now. Start it now. I challenge you. And if you need help with it, DM me. I want to hear your idea. I want to encourage you. I want to push you forward. And last but not least, dedicate time to express your ideas or to solve problems for people. I still fervently believe in God. I still fervently believe that God has a plan for all of us. And I want to close out with this. When you align your life with the 3 C's, when you connect, when you contribute, when you create, you are unlocking the potential to heal. Well, you know what? Not the potential. You are unlocking healing. You are unlocking growth. You are unlocking thriving, right? I've been in survival mode for 24 months, almost 18 months. Survival mode will keep you from loving you and others. Depression begins to lose its grip when you embrace purpose and action. And remember what you wrote down. Action cures anxiety. In Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know the plan I have for you." Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. It's powerful. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, and plans to give you hope and a future. God says, I got a plan for you. I got a plan for you that's a plan that makes you prosper. I don't have a plan that's going to hurt you. I don't have a plan that's going to bring harm to you. I've got a plan that's going to help you grow, and it's going to give you hope about where I'm taking you. My goodness. If that's all you needed right there, take that and just rest in knowing that the work that you're doing now, the Bible even says, in all work, there's profit. The work you're doing right now, it is going to pay off. Keep working. Keep working. Take one step towards connection. Take one step towards contribution. Take one step towards creation, and watch your life literally transform overnight. If this video gave you some encouragement and it helped you, leave me a comment. Let me know that it did. If it didn't, oh well. Have a happy Sunday. I love you all, and I can't wait to bring you guys more of this in the future. All right? Take care.